Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Today I would like to talk about how we can install a VMware Workstation on a Windows machine. So go ahead and log into your Windows machine. I have a remote desktop connection right now to my Windows machine, and I'm going to open a browser here and just type, for example, download VMware Workstation. So you can go directly to the VMware website. And this is the URL Windows VMware Workstation Professional. And after logging here, there are different options here. For example, you have upgrade, you have download now, and you have buy online. So go ahead and click on download now. And as you can see, it is starting to download the VMware Workstation, the full version. The size is around 400 meg. So I'm going to pause this video for now and wait for the download, and after that we will go through the installation. So we've already downloaded the VMware Workstation file, so go ahead and click on the file that you've downloaded, and this is for VMware. I'm going to click on the run for execute the binary file, so give it some time and you will see that the VMware Workstation installation will pop up. So I'm going to close the Google Chrome for now. You just wait for the installation menu to pop up. This is the first page. Actually, it says welcome to the VMware Workstation Professional, and you can hit next here, and this is the license agreement. I accept the license agreement and click next. Here you can see that where you want to install the VMware Workstation Professional, and also you can click on the enhanced keyboard driver, which improve your usage of your keyboard, but a reboot will be required. So I usually select this one, but I don't want to restart my machine right now, so that's why I'm not selecting it right now. But my suggestion is for you to just select this checkbox, hit next. And if you want to check for the updates, and if you want to join a VMware Customer Experience Improvement Program, you can select this one and participate in the customer experience. Go ahead and click next. I want to have the shortcut on desktop and also on the start menu on a Windows, and click next, and that's it. It is mostly a next finish installation in VMware Workstation Professional. So one thing that I would like to show you is that if I go to my network and connection sharing here, as you can see, I don't have any VMware network cards here. This is my Bluetooth, this is my VPN, my LAN connection, my loopback adapter, and these are VirtualBox network card, and this is my wireless network connection. I don't have any VMware related network interface. But you will see after some time, when we are finishing the installation process, you will see that there would be some, actually there will be some network interfaces here, and you're seeing that the virtual network drivers is there right now installing it on my Windows machine, and VMware actually using this virtual network interfaces as virtual switches, and we can use them for connecting to the external world or to other virtual machines. I'm sure that you've already watched my virtualization video. This is the video that I'm showing how the virtualization is working and how we can interact with the softwares and what is the concept actually behind the virtualizations. But anyway, this is the installation. It is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to pause the video for now and wait for this installation, and after I will go through the console and try to create a new virtual machine. So we are done with the installation, and this is the last page. It is simply saying that you need to provide your license. So you definitely need a license, but right now you can click on finish, but you will see that you have to provide the license. So let me close this one, and the icon that you will see on your desktop or in your start menu would be something like this. Go ahead and click on the VMware Workstation Pro, and voila, as you can see here, it says you have to provide a license. You can try the VMware Workstation for 30 days. This is the version 14. So I'm saying, okay, I want to just try it for now because I don't have any license, and click on finish. This is the software, and here you can see that this is the evaluation version. You can create a new virtual machine, you can open a virtual machine, and you can connect to a remote server from this software. It is pretty straightforward. Also, you can go to the file here. Again, you have a new virtual machine. If you compare this software with the VMware Player, you can see that there are a bunch of options here. For example, map virtual disk, we didn't have this one on the VMware Player. Or virtualize a physical machine. This is the P2V, physical to virtual conversion. You can convert a physical machine to a virtual machine via the network, for example. There are a bunch of stuff here. If I go to the edit, you can see we have virtual network editor, we have preferences. Same thing to other menus. There are a lot of stuff here. I just want to simply create a new virtual machine. So there are different ways. One from here, you can just select this one, create a new virtual machine, or go through the file. New virtual machine doesn't matter for now. So when you select new virtual machine, you will see this wizard. You have a typical, which is recommended, and custom. For now, I'm just going through the typical. Click next here. If you remember, this is the same thing that we were working on the VMware Player. This is this menu, actually, it's the same with VMware Player. So you can select your installer disk if you have any CD-ROM or DVD-ROM on your machine. Otherwise, we usually use the ISO file for installing the operating system. You can select this one, and VMware Player, VMware Workstation can recognize what operating system actually is inside the media, and it will set the settings inside the VMware Workstation accordingly. But I don't have any ISO file right now. I'm just going to select I will install the operating system later and click on next. You have to select your operating system because we didn't provide any ISO file. For example, Microsoft Windows 10. Again, like VMware Player or VMware Workstation or VMware Fusion, better say VMware Fusion in macOS, we have different operating system. Here we have Linux versions. Let's say now we wanna this time we want to install the Linux CentOS 7, for example, 64 bits. Click on next. Name of your virtual machine. You can select name of your virtual machine when you want to save the virtual machine's file. Go ahead and click next. The disk size, for example, 100 gigabytes. And again, we had this one on the VMware Player. Store virtual disk as a single file or split virtual disk into multiple files, which this one, splitting virtual disk is good when you want to copy the virtual disk to another location on low bandwidth connections. It would be easier for copying several files instead of copying a very large file. But I want to copy it to any place, so I'm going to select store virtual disk as a single file. Click next. So this is a summary. We are going to create a virtual machine called CentOS 7 64-bit. This is the location. This is the version. If you see the version, says VMware Workstation 14. These are virtual machines, but I just want to highlight that virtual machines also they have version. So this is version 14, for example, and you will see that. We have lower version, we have higher version, and higher versions usually are not compatible with the lower version. When you have higher versions, you have more capabilities inside your virtual machines, and you can add more vCPU and memory and etc. Anyway, so hard disk 100 gig and memory it's by default 1024, which is 1 gig, and network adapter, the type is NAT, and the CD-ROM and other stuff here. So you can customize it. Again, same as the VMware Player, I usually remove the unnecessary stuff from here, like printer, like sound card. I don't need these ones. And we can change, for example, your memory or CPU based on the hardware that you have in your host system. Look at here, this is a little bit different with the VMware Player. We have here number of processors and number of core per processor. For example, I want to have 4 cores actually per processor. You can enable the virtualization engine from here. Go ahead and click close, and finish. Now we have the virtual machine, and here you can see the name of the virtual machine, and we have a new tab. Go ahead and click on power on this virtual machine, or you can click on this one and you can simply start up your guest machine different from the different ways. So it is saying that nothing is connected to this device, doesn't matter. This is for USB, and voila, we have our virtual machines running right now, trying to get the IP address from a DHCP to a network adapter. So I just want to highlight that in VMware Workstation, if you want to reboot your virtual machine, you have to click inside the virtual machine. And I'm just right now moving my mouse, but when you're clicking inside the virtual machine, here it says press Ctrl Alt to release the mouse cursor. Sometimes when you're clicking here, you cannot move your mouse out of this window, this black window. But if you want to just release your mouse, just as here you can see, it says press Ctrl plus Alt together. So when you press Ctrl Alt, you can release your mouse. So clicking inside and releasing with Alt Ctrl. If you want to, for example, go to the BIOS, you have to press Alt Ctrl Insert for rebooting the virtual machine and press F2 to go to the BIOS. So you have to be pretty fast. So I pressed Alt Ctrl Insert and then F2 to go to the BIOS. And here is a Phoenix BIOS. In there, it is same as old BIOS versions, but you have the boot order or boot sequences, so you can change the boot order of your virtual machine from removable devices to hard drive, CD-ROM, and network boot from the network card. And if you're good, you can just go to the exit, and based on if you want to save it and exit or you want to discard it, you can select this one. Yes, and it will go through the same process, trying to boot from any media. If you have any CD or DVD, or if you have any ISO file, then it will go to any removable media. If you have any USB stick or a USB flash connected to your machine, and you know, if you connect a USB stick, for example, or a USB flash drive or hard disk to your host, you can connect it to your virtual machine, and then it will go to the network for finding out any network resources for installing the operating system. And at the end, it becomes disappointed and it says operating system not found. So this is it, mostly installing the VMware Workstation. This is the way that you're installing VMware Workstation and just creating a virtual machine. So this is like a bare metal machine. It's like you have a hardware, you assemble the hardware right now, and you have the hardware ready, up and running and powered on, and now you have to install something inside this guest operating, this guest machine, and you need an operating system like Windows or Linux or whatever you want to install. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one.